Let me put this.
This one is too tight. Let me touch.
We have two copies of Bhagavad Gita in Malayalam.
Yeah.
Two English copies are also there if somebody wants.
We'll give them the numbers later on because. Fine. Yeah. See, you have prayer. This is not working. No? Mic. Mic.
No, they have removed it. They have removed it.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
Maybe it is not required.
Yeah, so we can see if everybody can hear.
No, so it will be too soft.
Everybody can listen, then we don't need.
No, we need it. Venom.
Or what we can do is, you people can come little closer.
But what was the problem with that?
It's too echoey.
Echoing?
As a feedback.
So you remove, you don't want that?
No, we're not saying that. We're just trying to see if the echo can go.
This thing, yeah. This was making lot of noise. Thank you.
So you are in nobody's.
Now-
You're not hot,
Why
right?
did you bring the sound system in the front? Do you think it will be the...
Now, is it working? This? No, it's not.
Turned off that, right? I think.
First, let's see if we need the speaker, if you're able to speak at a normal
Okay,
volume. and
okay.
it's
In that case, what I would suggest is just come little closer so that it is, you also do not miss any words and I don't have to shout.
Yeah.
We'll do
Too
that.
much strain for you.
Just leave the in-between space open. Oh, just,
I'll leave it here.
yeah, it's closed, switched off. Okay.
He is using it for recording.
Oh,
You can use
this
that.
one? Okay.
He
Keep
is
it
using it for recording.
into that.
Then,
It is, I will on,
yeah,
just keep it that side, so. Here. Round. Yeah.
Yes, this is lovely.
see you have prayer on the second page. You can look into that. We are now beginning. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Now this is Gita Dhyanam, first two verses. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Kratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamrutavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashaധ്യായിനീം अम्बत्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीं यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः. So, our topic today is Bhagavad Gita in daily life. See, Bhagavad Gita by Lord Krishna is nothing but a blessing to mankind. The message that it gives is universally applicable at all times and all places. Actually, through Arjuna, Bhagavan talks to mankind. Through the shoulders of Arjuna, Bhagavan is talking to mankind. And when we will look into it, you will find that it is a manual for life. It is a manual for life. Just as when we buy some expensive gadgets and all that, along with that, they give us a manual in which we come to know how to operate that thing. Similarly, this life is given. This life is very, very rare. As Jayaji was saying, this human life is very rare. And the express purpose of this life, according to Bhagavan, is nothing but to know the truth. Is nothing but to know the truth. But how to do that? So in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna shows us what is the goal of life. Plus, he doesn't stop at that. He also shows how to achieve that goal. The means as well as the end. The destination as well as the path. Both of this are very well shown by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. So it is a complete package. It is a complete package. And that is why it is most pertinent for life. When you read Upanishads, etc., they also are that pertinent. But Gita is little more. Not that they are not. Not that other Vedas and Vedanta are not, they are much more than Bhagavad Gita. But Bhagavad Gita talks to Arjuna, who is our representative. Arjuna is also in the midst of life, caught in situations and circumstances which he finds difficult to handle. He has got stuck somewhere. Then the teachings which Lord Krishna gives him shows how to come out of that. Life is full of different situations, and some are not that favorable. In some it is very difficult to take decisions also as to which way should I, what choices should I make, which way should I take, what will be the consequences, all this. Sometimes we just don't know anything. Lord Krishna shows a way out. He shows how one should handle one's life, manage one's situations. Not only that, but how to make each and every situation of our life, circumstances of our life, to take us towards our goal. How to make each and every moment of our life a preparing ground. If we know how to use it, then it will prepare us towards our goal. So this is the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. Because in Upanishads you find that the students have already left life. They are already renunciates. They have already decided that we don't want anything else out of life accept the truth. They don't have to handle life. My point is that they've already left. They don't have to handle life. Whereas, not the case with Arjuna. Arjuna is in the midst of life, caught up in difficult situations. And it is at that time that Lord Krishna gives these teachings. And so the teachings that is given to Arjuna is more practical when one has to live life. And one has to prepare oneself through life. And the brilliant exposition, brilliant lesson and the teaching is given as to how we use the very life, the very situations remain unperturbed and make our headway. So this is the teachings given by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. There is one very famous commentator called Madhusudan Saraswati. He has written a commentary upon Bhagavad Gita and many other texts. He says, Gita Sugita Kartavya Kimanye Shastra Vistarehi, which means if Gita is learnt well, if Gita is understood thoroughly, and one should Gita Sugita, Sushtu Gita, one should learn Gita very well, bring it in life, then nothing else is required. No other Shastra. If you do not go to Upanishads and difficult texts and things like that, just focus on this. Focus upon this. It is enough. It is enough for you to make your life successful in the real terms of the word. Not successful merely in terms of external achievements. We may want to be successful in the external world in terms of power, position, wealth. That is success, but that is not the ultimate success. That is not the absolute success. The absolute success is where I am happy in myself, within myself, by myself. When I don't need any other things to be happy, to be content. I'm enough for myself, which means today that is not the case. Today that is not the case. We require the world, we require external paraphernalia, external props, so many things we require for us to be happy, for us to be at peace with ourselves. And even after that, we are not at peace with ourselves. Whereas the teachings which Bhagavad Gita gives, Lord Krishna gives, is Atmanyevatmana Tushtaha. That it gives us the picture of the real successful person. And success as defined by Bhagavad Gita is you are totally independent. Not that you are careless towards the world. Not that you are insensitive, but on the contrary, you are more loving, more caring, and yet you are independent. Your success comes from within. Success not within also. I will not say within also. You become the very form of success. You become the very form of success precisely because Atma, my true nature, my true identity is of that form. Atma is of the nature of success. Can you believe that? Atma is contentment. Atma is happiness. Atma is peace. Take anything which you want to become, which you are desiring now, that if I get that, then I will be happy. If I get that, then there is satisfaction. If everybody is favorable, then I am at peace with myself. Always there is if I get that, if things are okay. Here Bhagavad Gita says, forget it. You are of the nature of happiness. And when you know that, not only are you happy, but you become a cause for others' happiness too. One such person is a blessing to mankind. Really. One such person who has this knowledge, who is of this, who has attained, not attained, who has discovered, I will say, not attained also. Attainment would mean it is not now and something happens and then it comes. No. One who discovers the fountain of happiness. From one, it is there. Huh? We are not going to create. It is there. This knowledge will manifest it. The teachings of Bhagavad Gita will manifest it. It is hidden. It will be uncovered. The teachings will uncover that. So, Bhagavad Gita is of utmost importance to our life. It is not something which we can delay or think that after retirement I will learn, when I will have more time, more leisure, everything is settled, then I will take up. It is as good as postponing my happiness. It is, when we do that, what will it mean? We are postponing our happiness, our composure to a later time, after retirement, when the life is partly over. Life is over. In the prime of life, we want this. So are we ready for that? Postponing happiness? Or we want it now? We want it here. We want it now, at this moment. And that is what Gita can bring. Gita is not an ordinary thing. Gita comes directly from Ishvara's mouth. Ya Swayam, this Dhyana Shloka we read one. This is the Dhyana Shloka which we read, that is written by Madhusudan Saraswati. And in between there is the verses, Ya Swayam Padmanabhasya Mukha Padmad Vinisruta. Gita has come, this divine song, this beautiful song has come out of love, out of care. From whose mouth? Padmanabha. Padmanabha is Vishnu. Padmanabha is Sakshat Vishnu. He is directly Ishwar, none less than that. From his mouth this has come. And out of compassion, out of love for one's child, just as mother says something to the child out of love when he is suffering. Similarly, from Bhagavan, who comes out, Gita. Gita is mother. From Bhagavan, Gita has come out. Mother has come out. Gita means feminine. Gita is a song. It is the care of a mother. When the child suffers, father, he may be little stern also. Why are you crying? You're not supposed to cry. Face life and all kinds of things. Fathers are strict little bit. But mother, don't scold him. Don't scold him. And mother will take the child in her embrace and console him, take care of him. Similarly, in Bhagavad Gita, this is what we see. When Arjuna is crying, we will see that. Arjuna is crying. Imagine a valorous person, warrior, like Arjuna. Tears are coming. And he was shivering. All signs of depression were there in Arjuna. When he is like this, in this state of mind, then Bhagavan was little strict with him. In fact, he uttered certain words which Arjuna cannot tolerate. He said, Klebyamma smagam of Partha. What is this? You are behaving like a woman? He tells him, you are behaving like a woman? More than that, he said. This doesn't become of you. Get up and fight. But then, who came out? Then Gita came out. The mother came out. From Bhagavan, the heart is there. In everyone, mother is there. In everyone, a mother is hidden. So the mother came out from Bhagavan's mouth And then that is what Gita is. We all need this mother. We all need this mother to guide us, to console us. And nobody like mother, you know. So, this is what Bhagavad Gita is. And do not think that this is for a certain time in life, at the end of life, or at a later time of life, at the twilight of life. No. It is to be brought, it is applicable in daily life. Each and every moment of life this is required, so that we know what to do, when to take correct decisions, and how best to utilize each and every day, each and every role, each and every duty, so that I become wiser and wiser and wiser and wiser. The very life, each and every day of life becomes the foundation for my freedom, ultimate freedom. And this life is enough for that. Enough. Our daily duties are enough. Can you imagine? You need not go anywhere. Wherever you are, you can attain that. This is the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. So, Arjuna is caught up in the life. Arjuna suddenly, imagine, he came to fight. And having come to the battlefield, all prepared, all prepared, he has come. And then he even asks Bhagavan, Lord Krishna, who has decided, whom he has asked to be the charioteer. And he says, Arjuna, why I'm saying this? To show you the mood that Arjuna was in when he entered the Kurukshetra. When he entered the battlefield, this is the mood of Arjuna, all ready. But then something happened. He asked his charioteer, "Oh Achyuta," and the mood is also like that, he commanded. Arjuna is commanding Achyuta, "Please bring the chariot in such a place, in such a position, vantage point, from where I can see both the armies and the big warriors clearly, so that I know that I can mentally decide my strategy and can see everything, who is where." At that time also Bhagavan smiled and then did it as Arjuna had ordered. But he is smart, no? Lord Krishna is very smart and intelligent. He placed the chariot in such a position from where Bhishma, Drona, Pramukhatah. At the end I will give you all the numbers of the verses, which you can go back and then look into. Because now if I will give you the verses, then you will be searching. So I want you to be with me. Look at me and listen. So, Bhishma, Drona, Pramukhatah, he placed the chariot right, from which point Arjuna could see Bhishma Pitamaha and Dronacharya. These are his two weaknesses. These are his two weaknesses. See, Arjuna is like us. He loves his grandsire, he loves his teacher, and that is where the chariot is placed. Not that Arjuna didn't know that I'm going to fight with these people. But when the things is right before you, then the impact sometimes is different. Before going to the examination hall, I'm all confident. But when the question paper comes, and then we start becoming nervous. Similarly, now Arjuna became nervous. Nervous not because he's afraid. Nervous because, oh my God, I will be fighting with them and they will die. My maternal uncles, paternal uncles, my cousins, both the sides. This was not an ordinary thing. In this war, both the sides, in his party and the other party, everywhere there are his people. Kith and kin, near and dear ones, both the sides. So far, he has never fought this kind of a war, where on both the sides, otherwise on one side my people, other side enemies. But here he is confronting on both the sides his people. His position is really unenviable. And the moment he saw all this, his mood is changing. And Vedavyasji says that he was overwhelmed by Krupaya Paraya Avishtaha. It says Krupaya Avishtaha. He was overwhelmed by his love and care for his people that took over him. And he now is reading the situation in an entirely different way. Not as a warrior, not as the one who has to fight this war to protect dharma, to protect righteousness. It was not fight for the kingdom. It was to protect dharma. Otherwise, Lord Krishna would never have involved himself. Because this was the need of the hour. Duryodhana and the company and his father, they had usurped the kingdom. People were not happy. So dharma was to be protected. Anyway, but now for Arjuna, he from the warrior, he becomes a relative. He becomes connected to his near and dear ones. In the battlefield, your family doesn't come in. Once you are on your duty, then not my mother and father and brother and sister and uncle, no. Now you are a warrior and they are enemies. And all of them on the side of Kaurava. Bhishma Pitamaha was on the side of the Kauravas. Dronacharya had taken their side. So they were all representing adharma. He knew this, but he has forgotten his duty. And he is ready to sacrifice that also. Okay, fine. And somehow save the situation. And he declared. He started crying and shivering, and he declared, Lord, I am not going to fight. Nayotsye iti govindam. I am not going to fight. But now understand, because this doesn't happen only with Arjuna. We all have this kind of situations in life. We don't have to go and fight like this, but life is a battlefield. Life is a battlefield for all of us. There are situations where we have to, the kind of situations we have to confront are not ordinary sometimes. Not sometimes, for everyone it is like that. So, in this kind of critical situation, crisis is there. At that time, suddenly, all of a sudden, Arjuna realized when you are put in this kind of situations, then you begin to think. They trigger your thinking, different kind of thinking. So now suddenly the direction of thinking has changed. Now Arjuna says that even now he is thinking, what have I gained in life? Even if I get kingdom, I won't be happy. I won't be happy and contented. Why I should do all this at the cost of my people? What has life after all given me? And even if it gives, I don't want it. I don't want anything. Because he could see the limitations of every achievement that life can give. Every external achievements that life can bring, today he saw the limitation. That even if it comes, after all it will go away and they no more interest me. Suddenly he could see the limitations of life. And in this situation, he felt that I don't know anything about the realities. I don't know anything about that which is permanent. There is something permanent in life. There is something like called absolutely true. I don't know that. So far, I missed it and spent my life in ordinary, mundane, ephemeral things. I wasted my time. And when this when this struck him, and it struck him really today, very seriously, and then he said, please teach me that. I want to learn that now only. Yat shreyah syat nishchitam tanme bruhi. He is declaring to Lord Krishna that you talk to me about that only. See, for him to see that Lord Krishna knows this. Otherwise, Lord Krishna was always with them, with Pandavas, all the time visiting. But so far, it never struck to Arjuna to ask this of his friend. They were bosom friends, very good friends, intimate friends. But it never struck, even when the relationship is very close, then you take the other person for granted. You take them like your own self. Sometimes too much of proximity, too much of closeness doesn't allow you to see how great the other person is. That's okay. But today, when he is put in this grim situation of life, he could see that my friend is not ordinary. My friend, whom I have asked to become charioteer, is much, much great. He always knew, but he never utilized this side of Bhagavan. He knew, but never utilized it. So today he utilizes. He says, Shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam. I am your Shishya. I declare myself to be your student. Shadimam. Shadimam means teach me. This is battlefield. Kurukshetra, not a Yagnashala, not an auditorium, not a school where you can be taught. But he forgets. And he said, I prapannam. Prapannam means I surrender. Surrender unto you. And my predicament, my position at this moment, and whatever it is, you solve. Surrender is this. When you throw yourself before Ishvara or anyone great, please take care of me. I surrender my will. I surrender my ego. All this is contained in surrender. And today he surrendered before Lord Krishna. And Lord Krishna was very happy because he knew that this is the time to teach. This is the time to teach. See, he could have said, we will talk about this later. You first finish fighting. You first finish this war. Then I will sit with you and we'll talk. He didn't do that. He didn't do that. But he also forgot that this side army is standing, that side army is standing. Already the conches were blown. Everything was ready to shoot the arrow. But Bhagavan forgot or didn't care. When this moment comes in life, this has to be addressed first. But Bhagavan knows what is important and what is not important. Bhagavan's priorities are clear. When a mumukshu, when a seeker comes with this kind of desire, for Bhagavan, other things are not important. He can very well manage the war. He has remote control, everything he could have done. But teachings can be done only when it is asked for. When it is asked for, when the need has arisen, only then it can be done. And today Arjuna is ready and he wants only that. So Bhagavan started with a bang. He just started. And the teachings also, the way he began, is right with the absolute reality. The difficult lesson he began. Like, nowadays in the car, they don't have gears. It is all automatic and things like that. But still, we have in India, we have cars with gears also. So, you straight away put the car in the 5th gear. Similarly, Bhagavan began his teaching in the 5th gear. Immediately started talking about the absolute reality, not seeing whether Arjuna is ready for that or not. And he began. And he said, first of all, he said, Arjuna, you are crying for the things which doesn't deserve crying. You are sorrowful and you are grieving for things which doesn't deserve any grief. There is absolutely no reason to grieve in life. This itself was a big slap to Arjuna. This was a big slap to Arjuna. And then he said, listen, Atma, you are crying that Bhishma Pitamaha will go away, my people will go away, they will die, I will die, and what will happen? He said, nobody is dying. Nobody is dying. You, he is pointing to Arjuna, you, I, or these kings. He must be pointing to all the kings who were present. You, I, or all these kings, Natve Vaham Jatu Nasam, Natvan Neme Janadipaha. He says, none of us. It is not that we were not there in the past, will not be there in the future. It won't be. Because as Atma, as reality, and that is the reality of all of us, not the body. Body is the costume, but the wearer of the costume is Atma, the Chaitanya. And this Chaitanya is always there. It is not subject to birth and death. There is no birthday for Atma, birthday for the body. No birthday, no funeral, nothing for the Atma. It is beyond birth and death, beyond all the changes. Plus, you are thinking that you will be killing and others will get killed. So, you are thinking that you will be the killer, and others will be killed. This one will be the killer and this one will be killed. Killer, killed. Atma, he says, Nayam Hanti na Hanyate. Nayam Hanti na Hanyate. Ya enam vetti hantaram, yaschainam manyate hatam, ubhautau na vijanitaha. He says, one who thinks that I will be the killer, and one who thinks, this is another, one who thinks that I am killed, this one thinks I am the killer. Both of them don't know. Why? Because Atma doesn't kill, Atma doesn't get killed. Understood? Atma is not subject to coming, going, or in between changes, absolutely unscathed. No swords can touch, nothing can touch. In short, Lord Krishna unfolded before him the nature of Chaitanya, the nature of the self. And who is that self? Everyone. It is everybody's reality. Everybody's bodies are different, costumes are different, but the one who abides in that is same. One who abides, the wearer of the costume here. My costume is this, your costume is another, your costume is another, this one's costume is another, this one's is another, this one's is another. Everywhere the costumes are different. But who is the wearer? One. Just one. And that is Asti Bhati Priyam. In other words, Sat Chit Anand. In other words, Atma. The same Atma here, same here, same here, same here, same everywhere. So tell me, how many Atmas? How many bodies? How many costumes? Many. Costume may be of sentient, insentient, but Atma, the reality, the underlying reality, everywhere one, just one. No, So I may call myself Paraprajnananda, you may call yourself Rupa, you may call yourself Jaya, but who is wearing this name called Jaya, this name called Rupa, this name and form called so and so? Who? One consciousness, one Atma. Now, this is all new to Arjuna. This all comes, he was listening intently, but Lord Krishna could see that this is all too much. Naturally, for anyone, when for the first time, when you hear about all this, you are flabbergasted. Oh my God! And you don't understand also fully well. Already questions will arise. Just one? Only one? Not woman, not man, not sentient, not insentient. Atma is one. How can it be? This comes. Bhagavan could see this. Bhagavan, always the speaker can read the listener. Bhagavan could, and here the teacher is not an ordinary one. He could see that Arjuna is lost. This is becoming a little too higher a dose for Arjuna. This is, like giving the medicine of 500 mg, 700, biggest thing. Too potent, very potent. And it was becoming little difficult for Arjuna to absorb all this. Bhagavan could see it. And Bhagavan said, yes, I can understand this. But I wanted to tell you all this first, and now prepare you so that a time comes when you will abide in this. Got it? Now I will show you a way by which you will be ready to understand, to grasp and implement this in life. And a time will come when you will be living this, when you will become that. You will understand the self which I am talking about. So, in other words, the destination is shown. The goal of life, the truth of life has been indicated. This happened right in the second chapter. In the Bhagavad Gita, the teachings is given in the second chapter itself, and within, let me tell you, within just 25 verses. First 11 verses are again Arjuna is crying and surrendering and all that. From 11th verse of second chapter, the teaching begins. And within a few verses, say about 20 verses, teaching is given. The main teachings regarding the nature of the self, the reality which is not only of Arjuna, but of everyone, everything that is given. But now Bhagavan comes down. Now he comes down. So this has to be kept in background. Now the path will be shown, the way will be shown, the means will be given, so that you grasp that, understand that, and by preparing, you will abide in that. So Bhagavad Gita has these two subjects. One is the Brahma Vidya, that is the knowledge of Brahman or reality, but Lord Krishna didn't stop at that. He also gave yoga. So Brahma Vidya plus Yoga Shastra. Gita has these two things, not only the destination but the path, not only the means, not only the end, but also the path. Supposing it is told, where is this Kitchener? Not where, Kitchener. You reach Kitchener, but the Google doesn't speak anything. Take right, take left, this, exit, that. If it doesn't speak, then how am I going to reach? How will I know? Everything looks similar. So the path is also very important, and that is what is Yoga Shastra. In Bhagavad Gita, you find Yoga Shastra, not yoga which we had on 21st. That is also one kind of yoga, but here the meaning of yoga is little different. So Bhagavan gives both means as well as the end. And then from about 40th verse, from about that in the second chapter itself, Yoga Shastra begins. Yoga Shastra also begins. So in the second chapter, Bhagavan has given everything. Lord Krishna has given everything in the second chapter itself. But how many chapters are there? 18. So what are you doing from 3rd onwards to 18th? Repeating in different ways, different ways, different ways. Because not easy. And teachers should continue until the student is satisfied. Not leave them high and dry. When you are showing, teach them properly. So he continued until Arjuna was satisfied. So in the end, he asked, did you understand? In the 18th chapter, he asked, did you understand? And Arjuna said, yes. What did Arjuna say? Nashto mohaha smrutir labda tvat prasadan mayachyuta. I have understood everything. And now I will do as you say. Then Bhagavan stopped. Otherwise, how many chapters? 19, 20, 21. Anina, he was not tired. He was all enthused to teach, forgetting that this is battlefield and everybody is watching. But so now, what is the teaching? How to bring this in life? This knowledge requires a certain mind. See, now we have to not just listen, we have to bring it in life. And only then, and that requires that we elevate ourselves. We grow. We have to grow in life to come to this level. The reality is right here. But today I am much down. I am not ready to discover this reality. So, live life every day, every duty, every moment in such a way so that you discover this. So, what is that? What advice and what lesson, what teaching does he give for that? He says, you just, and this is in short, now the teachings of Karma Yoga is given. Now what is given as a means which is going to prepare one is going to be Karma Yoga. So Karma Yoga is that orientation, it will be that orientation which will change you, which will make you divine. We have to become divine to discover this divinity in us, to discover this reality in us, which is my true nature. But today because of ignorance, one has gone so far away that now this preparation, I will have to walk all the distance, and that means to bring about a total transformation in yourself. Total transformation. Total paradigm shift is required. And that Bhagavan says. And for that daily life, what is to be done? In the verse Bhagavan says that buddhi yukto jahatiha ube sukruta dushkrute tasmad yogaya yujyasva yogaha karmasu kaushalam, which means he said with each and every karma. Now Bhagavan takes karma as the means, action. Why? Because there is action in our life. Action prevails, is prevalent. We are all the time either mentally or physically or verbally also active. So action is there. He said, why not use this action only to join karma yoga? Here the meaning of yoga is to join. Yoga shabda is coming from the Sanskrit verbal root yuj, which is in the sense of joining. So join with Ishvara, join with Atma, join with the reality through karma. Purify yourself, prepare yourself through karma. So, not merely karma, but with a change of attitude. Karma becomes a tool, karma becomes a vehicle, but with that you join an attitude. Karma, when performed with a certain attitude, will bring about a change. Similarly, when you perform an action, what comes? Result comes. Always with karma there is a result. So karma action has these two facets. Which two facets? Performing as well as the other counterpart is receiving the result. With each karma, whichever karma you perform, whether at the mental level, verbally or at physical level, each and every karma when performed brings result. You can't escape from result once you have performed a karma. So now, the attitude, the change in attitude, the change in orientation has to be at both the levels. Understood? While performing karma, you have to have certain attitude, and while receiving the result, also change yourself. These two changes, which changes are not outside, will be the mind. The mind will change, the attitude will change while performing a karma, while receiving the result. At both this, there are obstacles in my mind today while performing action, and there are obstacles today, means the lack of right attitude while receiving the result. And this is the major impurity. Major impurity. It is here that we miss the boat. It is because of this impurities which exist in the mind today, which exists in the orientation, which exists in our attitudes, that is the biggest obstacle. So we have to remove that, and for that daily life, because everybody has certain roles, everybody is assigned a place. So now work upon this. While performing action, an attitude will be placed, we will be placing an attitude. While receiving the result also, there will be a proper attitude. This is called karma yoga. This is karma yoga. And this is going to change a person. This will prepare one for the ultimate goal, that is Atma. That is the reality. See, today to know myself, so much is required. Directly I am not able to know myself. When I look inside, depression is there. I don't like myself. I want to run away from myself. Why people are feeling so lonely, so depressed? You are enough to be happy, why not? But when I look, I'm alone, I need someone, nobody is there to love me, nobody is there to care for me, nobody calls me, nobody pays attention, I get bored. Why bored? Why bored? Everything is here. You are beautiful. But no, today I can't find all this. On the contrary, when I look inside, I want to run away. Not happy. So, why I am saying this? That there is no option to changing ourselves, no option to changing the mind, and that will not happen overnight. That will happen only and only when you start living that life, which means you start this moment in our daily lives. How to do that? We will talk in the next class. Okay? Om Purnamatah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanta Shanta Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.